Hey everyone, before I get started, I just want to remind you that if you like my content, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and then join the Militiaman and Crew Patreon community by clicking the link in the caption. Hey, good afternoon everybody. It's Saturday. We're out here on the lake today. It's a beautiful day. I hope everybody's getting some sunshine, some fresh air, and some exercise. It's good for you. One of the things that we happened to have today was some information that we put into our Patreon room and to our Discord chat room. It is an audio that is with Pompey Peter, Petra, myself, and a guest, Maria. I think you guys, if you come on in and listen up to that audio, you're going to find that there's some really powerful information in there. So I also have some information here today, which is just realize that Iraq is moving towards going into a market economy. I think everybody pretty much knows that by now. It's quite obvious. And what we see here is that, I guess, we talk about tension sometimes. We all have those. But this particular situation, it's been ongoing for some time, is the tensions that are the trade lines between Iraq, Egypt, and Jordan because of the Red Sea. Okay, there's been some chaos going on with different factions disrupting trade, and Iraq's Development Road Project is that what we've been talking about, the Sustainable Development Road Project, the Sustainable Development Period, amen, in the country of Iraq is moving forward. And basically, what are they saying? It's they're highlighting the importance of trade that's linked between Iraq, Egypt, and Jordan. And they talked about adding other routes through the Gulf countries that include even Egypt, for instance. Okay, so they're talking about that. It also says they may open the doors for export from other Gulf countries that will pass through this road, and in its investment side of things will be multifaceted. And the amount of trade is going to be just insane. You can't deny that, right? I mean, think about building 10 cities, industrial cities, housing cities, hundreds and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of homes. It's going to be a big deal. And so we're watching that happen. It says here that as of December 23rd, December 2023, the Iraqi ministry states that Iraq's ports have become an alternative to the international transport lines that deliver goods from the east to the west. So you can just see that everything's coinciding at this time with major international transport companies coming into play. You've seen some of the shipping. You've seen the biggest ship that's arrived was 1,200 feet in length, real close, with thousands of containers on it. And there's more to come. They're even building new ships, not even only for transport for containers, but they're also building ships for oil. And so those routes, they're talking about that security and the tension in the region. So therefore, they're going to be using Iraq as one of the facilitators to get trade from the east to the west. So is Iraq underway? Obviously, al-Sudani is prepared to implement these development projects, which is just absolutely wonderful. And we're seeing it in real time. The electronic payment for collections. Well, we all know there's a digital transformation, and who's in support of that? All the big three-letter agencies, the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank, the IMF, the AMF. I mean, just keep going and going. Everybody's in support of Shia al-Sudani. Here it says the Ministry of Electricity announced today officially the launch of the electronic payment applications to pay electricity bills through their electronic payments. The application will include the entire Baghdad government, and the experience will be also generalized to all Iraqi governance. So what are they doing? They're switching it on. They're getting electric. So payment systems are going to be through all the institutions, all the governance. They're going transparent. They're going to know where the money's flowing. That's all there is to it. They'll be able to track the money. Whether the payments, the money flows will be, the economists and the auditors and all that, they'll be able to track all this stuff. And why is it kind of important? Well, because at some point in time, all of these things have to come together, be interlinked, and what's one of the key foundations that they need during this whole process for all the investors to be comfortable, they need security and stability. Here, the South Korea firm, I think you guys know that one of the most advanced cities in all the world is in Iraq. I think it's called Basmira. or Bismaya. Forgive me for the enunciations, you guys, but it's big, and the Koreans built it, and they're going to build more things like it, and they have technology that is very advanced, and they're working for it. But one of the main things that Kim Tae-ho explains, he says the volume of trade exchange and investment companies. The volume of trade and exchange and investment companies between Korea and Iraq is increasing. And why? Well, they say thanks to the security and stability that Iraq has achieved, especially after the formation of this new government. So they're basically slapping old al-Sudani on the back. Now, if they're going to slap al-Sudani on the back, maybe he can cough up that dinar, because he did say that the dollar was going to be stronger. No, I'm sorry. The dinar will be stronger than the dollar, and he said that numerous times. So ultimately, what else do we have? We talked about the electronic payment files, and these government institutions are achieving goals. And what is it doing? They're stimulating all institutions, government, private, and financial institutions. So what are they doing? They're cooperating in the field of providing electronic payment tools to the citizens across the public and the private sectors. They even go so far as to say that just in 2023 alone, they've added additional 2.5 million cards for that facility. It says the electronic payment in Iraq is witnessing a clear transformation, and it just needs a little more time, it sounds like. What do they mean by that? I'm assuming that it's the saturation effect that they're going to have going forward. It's just going to continue on into the future. You're not going to saturate the whole country overnight. It's not going to be that way. But they've already started this process. This isn't anything new. Electronic cards have been around for a long time, years. So we'll see how this plays out. But the bottom line is they're focusing in on getting this development road project done. This article here says the Investment Parliament Committee determines that the requirements of the development road project before its implementation. They're also just getting ready to discuss this. It says the development road project is so far in the process of negotiation with companies, and it is ongoing in the start of the actual work. It has not been fully determined, but we have to say this, though, I think it already has. I think this is a little bit misleading, but its bottom line is that it's going to be a gigantic process, and they use that word gigantic. I like it. You know what? Security and stability. That's what the Korean company says. They have that, so we're not waiting for that. The economic feasibility for the development road, they've already started that. They've already talked about it. This is nothing new. They've already even said that they were going to be rebuilding other countries from that road. So it says the Prime Minister Shia al-Sudani announced yesterday, on Thursday, that the development road project is on its way to implementation. Fascinating. I think, to be honest with you, I think that's a day prior, but okay. If it was Thursday, it was Thursday. But hey, where are they going? The cooperation with the countries. They're having, who is it? Qatar, the Emirates, Kuwait, Oman, Jordan, Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia. All of them are included in this. So the trade's going to be immense. The tourism is going to be immense. It says here that the Prime Minister deserves renaissance. Well, what is renaissance? It's the rebuilding old to new, and the rebuild, the reconstruction. All of that's being part of it. It says on Thursday that the metro project for Iraq is going to be linking cities. They're going to have a high-speed rail, it sounds like. They're going to try to alleviate the traffic jams that they have in Baghdad. So they're going to have these lines that link the country from east to west, or sounds like. It says these projects carry a clear and significant economic feasibility for the private sector that is serious about implementing, and the announcement of these two projects represents a shift in the government's work path from quick and simple projects such as services and engineering effort projects to major projects. Basically, why? Is because Iraq is witnessing a massive high growth rate. It says here that the ceremony witnessed the announcement of the Chairman of Investment Authority to set next Monday, February 12th, as the date to open applications for companies on the authority's platform in order to submit their offers on the two projects. So they're basically opening it up to major projects on Monday. I find that interesting because if they're going to be writing contracts, are they going to be writing contracts for 1,310 to build these things? I got a strong feeling that opening these applications is basically a sign of the future. So another thing that was coincidental, it looks like maybe not so coincidental, because I don't think there's any coincidences anymore. But if you guys remember, Iraq is a border country with Kuwait, and Iraq is considerably larger than Kuwait, has considerably larger assets. They have massive amount of oil. They have liquid natural gas. They have gold. They have natural resources. They have some of the biggest mineral deposits in the world that Kuwait does not have. So you have to think, well, why did they bring this up? It says the Kuwaiti dinar ranked on the throne of currencies in the world for the year 2024. While the US dollar came in last place on the list of 10 strongest global currencies. Okay, so Kuwait's number 1, the United States is 10, right? But it says the dinar of the Gulf state is divided into 1,000 smaller units known as fils. You realize that Iraq does not have fils, but they're going to be talking about fils because why? Because if they go back to what al-Sudani has stated, that the dinar is stronger than the dollar, they're going to need to be able to make change so that people don't lose money and it's not inflationary. And so when they bring this up with Iraq's situation, I think they're doing it in a manner that suggests that the region can support Iraq having a strong currency and stronger than the dollar. And this article, I think what it says here, it's Kuwaiti's dinar is the lead. Learn about the 10 strongest currencies in the world during 2024. So you can find all this. By the way, the Kuwaiti dinar is the strongest in the world, and it's at $3.25. So if you remember when they shut Iraq off, what was the currency back then? It was in the era of the Saddam Hussein era. I think technically it was probably valued at about 280, but ultimately it was trading at 322. And so let's see what they do, but we know that there's evidence that supports that the project to delete the zeros off the exchange rate is underway or is still on the table. It says that it exists, and that's because of who said it. We know that Al-Alaq has said it, and it's also been referenced to one of his financial advisors, which is Saleh. So those are the things that are happening. And by the way, I want to reiterate, we had some really good information from Pompey Peter, Petra, our guest Maria, who's in our forum. We all had a wonderful audio today. I think it's exciting. I think it's for real. I think there's triangulation when it comes to the information, as if you come in and see, you'll see what I'm talking about. So please, if you like our content this Saturday afternoon, hit that like button or subscribe. And if you'd like to help keep the content moving going into the future, with other issues coming forward, which is probably going to be the investment side and or how to maintain your investment with the Iraqi dinar and other related topics. So hey, hit that PayPal or the Venmo or even Zelle. Will be much appreciated. Thank you guys for your afternoon. Bye-bye.
Once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel, or join us at the Militia Man and Crew Patreon community for even more exclusive content. You can also donate to this channel by hitting the links in the banner to help keep this page up and running. Your generous support is greatly appreciated, as always. Much, much appreciated. Thank you so much and have a great day.